What's good, everybody? This your boy D Money hitting you with a second episode of A Lot of Fashion podcast. I got a special guest on here, my boy Shizz, Chef Shizz. He's well known around Philadelphia, other states as well too, just by the celebrity clientele that he's amassed over a couple of years. Very successful on the front and just trying to be the best at his craft. So definitely stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check our podcast out on all streaming platforms. Make sure you also come out to our event that we're hosting, and we're going to be talking about this on our podcast on this episode as well. But make sure you come out to 420 ENT's Open Mic Night on August 19th. We'll have a slew of different talent as far as comedians, poets, artists, and also edibles. Gonna have a lot of weed smoke, food, fashion, and a live DJ. So make sure you bring your friends, your family, and have a good time with us. Again, it's on August 19th. We'll have the location for you once you buy your tickets on Eventbrite. Appreciate everybody that supports, and stay tuned for the rest of the episode. I'm gonna break it for a second. All right, we back with it. So, first, we got Shizz here.
What's up, y'all?
It was good, Brody. It's a pleasure, first and foremost, for you being here. I just want to say that. But let's just get into it. What did you decide to become a chef? When was that first moment in your life?
First moment?
Yeah, because I know you have a very, detailed story in that, around that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even before that story, I always had a passion for cooking. I honestly, hold on. Not necessarily cooking. I had a passion for creating things.
Right.
Like my first dream was actually be a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? Because I was always the creative type.
Right.
So like my mom, she's an artist. She draws pictures. She's in the fashion design. Like a lot of people don't know this, but she actually made the breakaway dance.
Mm.
But what happened is I think she worked. I forget. It was some cause brought on back with Tiffany something. I forget.
Mm-hmm.
She ran that job, but she thought that her teacher was still ideas because it was a patent like that.
Right.
And years later, everybody in the NBA got the breakaway things.
Right.
My mom actually got the pictures with the dates on it. Like,
damn.
she actually made them drawings prior to that. So, that's the stock I come from.
Right.
A real creative, stock.
Right.
So I was cooking when I was like 7, So I always wanted to do something like that. Like, I think like middle school, they asked us what you wanted to be.
Right.
I wanted to be a sous chef. The sous chef is the one that actually cooking the food for you, and they actually involved with the executives more behind the scenes.
Right.
They're actually part of the food making process.
Right.
You know what I mean? But me actually making the business, it started from an incident with the police.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long story. I'm not gonna get into all that. But basically, got in trouble with the cops. I got released from jail on bail.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to start my life, continue my life basically.
Right.
I would go on interviews when I kill them, but as soon as they asked me about background shit, I told them I open case against police. They was like, well, fuck that.
Right.
He's like, we ain't dealing with you.
Mm-hmm.
So after that shit happened, multiple times, eventually I'm like, man, I'm tired of begging motherfuckers to put me on. So
right.
I said, I gotta find a way to fucking make some money.
Mm-hmm.
So my girlfriend at the time, wife now, I was talking to her one day on the phone, because during them times, she used to drive past the zoo.
Right.
Anybody familiar around the zoo area, you be seeing the
food trucks.
The food trucks, the Muslim brothers. The
okay. Oh, yeah.
This is our bus selling the bean pies.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw them, so I'm like one day like, damn, you know what, selling bean pies, like, I could do that too, but not bean pies. I took the food concept basically, but I was selling sweet potato pies. Right. So that's actually how I started. I wasn't even doing platters, none of that type shit.
Right.
I was selling sweet potato pies in the beginning. So, I had like $50 left. That's all I had to my name.
Right.
I took that, bought sweet potatoes, the pie crust, the shit to put it inside of, shit to make the labels,
right,
all that, and I just left my house. I didn't even have a plan, honestly. I just like, I was like, I can't sell it if I'm not out there.
exactly.
So I just got the fuck out there. I was on the corner of Broad and Walnut. I just went out to the corner of Broad and Walnut. I was like, took a deep breath and like, fuck, we gonna do it. And I made it. I ain't about to waste my fucking time. So I just started pitching them, John. I'm out there. I mean, people look at me like I'm crazy. I'm saying like little catchy stuff to get people attention, like you know what I mean, draw them over. So I'm just doing that. I'm probably doing that for like 10 minutes, and then somebody popped up. Like somebody just like, you know what? Since I see you out here doing your thing, so I'm gonna support you.
Indeed.
They bought a slice of pie, and then once that person did that, like I was like, holy shit, like I can actually do this, like.
Right.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't even make money back.
Right.
I only made like $30. But the fact that I was able to even sell 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of pie told me that, if it's possible, I can do this as long as I stick to it.
Right.
So then the next day, I made free samples. I hit up South Street. I gave out the samples all to the business owners for like the stores.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't do people in the street. I know the people in the store, they don't order food.
Right.
So I went to them. I gave them samples. Like a couple hours later, somebody called me for a whole pie. I sold as a barber on like 12th and South.
Right.
They copped a whole pie off me, and then from there I just selling whole pies. Like I was selling like probably like 20 pies a week at like $10 a pop. One person was copping like 4 or 5 pies every week. One person, I had 4 pies.
God damn, nigga.
I was just popping on the pie tip, and then eventually, you know, like I'm alright, like. I got my confidence up, and then I sold some platters. Right. And then once I started selling platters, just on from there. You know what I mean? I started selling food at my house. Like, well, everything did in my house, pies, all that.
Indeed.
I was doing out my house, like I ain't got no space, nothing like that. I just, you know what I mean? Went to my kitchen, and just sold that shit on the street or to the people around where I lived at. Right. You know what I mean? And that's how I got started.
Shit. That's what I'm saying. That's a crazy story, like. But just the fact that you was able to do that and then figure out, like, yeah, I got this jump. And now you here today where, you know what I'm saying, your name is known. You know what I'm saying? That shit's crazy. So, like, what is your signature dish and what do people, you know, normally say about it?
I would say my signature dish would be my Alfredo. People love I would say the seafood Alfredo is the most. I haven't sold it in a while after I just came back, but it was loving the seafood trio. Like there was a salmon, shrimp, and crab Alfredo. That was my top seller, and they love it. Like people was, like I said, was just buying that stuff every week, all the time. Like people just hit me up constantly.
I know. I even had it myself. That shit lit.
I still got people hit me up like, yo, what's my Alfredo? Birth tone, I'm cooking it right.
Right.
Season them, you know what I mean? Cooking it the proper way, that's me raising them and teaching them manners, you feel me? And then when I'm serving, that's them being productive citizens. Right. You feel me? So that's my mentality when I serve my food. Like, I mean, I put my heart and soul into it because my belief is your energy is transferred into whatever you do. Right. So like, I cook from my spirit. So like, if I'm in a bad mood, my food don't taste right. I know it's bad. That's why I never cook when I'm in a bad mood. And the food don't taste right because my energy is off. I only cook and make food for people when I'm in a good mood because the energy transfers to the food. I believe in that. So like, I mean, so that means you have food in time places is trash. Probably because the person who made it is angry. You know? Right, they ain't feeling it. The energy. Everything you do, you touch.
They don't even want to be there.
Exactly. It goes into it. You absorb everything you eat and all that stuff. Like all the energy is transferred to. Also, whatever's inside of it. But also, people understand like the energy that's in the food that somebody cooked, like say somebody touched it. Anything you touch, you impart energy to, is what I believe.
Indeed, I agree. Shoot, it's just like how you shake hands with somebody, you exchange your energy. So shoot, what is like your favorite or, you know, best piece of, you know, I guess you could say platters or, you know, meals that you like to prepare?
I like to prepare the soul food, honestly.
Right.
I know a lot of people, you know, always talk about that food killing us and that stuff, but I mean, macaroni and cheese, yams, and the fried chicken, that shit really hot because, like, that's where I started from. Like, I started making soul food platters. And, like, my original dream and goal actually was to take soul food to, like, another level. Like, I mean, like, I wanted soul food to be, like, Michelin star. Because, like, you look at the food industry, they treat soul food like a stepchild. You know what I mean? Like, people talk about this fine dining. We're not talking about soul food. It's always this fancy parsnips bullshit, fancy shit on the plate. Like, it's always that bullshit, like that European shit.
I was about to say, pretty much no food on the plate.
Exactly. It's always that European shit pushed to the forefront. And, you know, they treat soul food like a stepchild. Like, you know what I mean? It's not that important. Like when you talk about Michelin star chefs, you don't see too many black ones. And if they are, they're not really cooking soul food. They're cooking the other shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I wanted to be that person to take that shit to the next level and make that shit on that type time. But now my mentality like I don't care because it's like basically like fuck them. Like,
you're just gonna do it.
I'm just gonna do what I do, and I don't really care about their feelings or the Michelin star. Because my thing is like Michelin star doesn't mean you can actually cook. That's just somebody else's perception. Most of these chefs, if you actually taste their food, who make this fancy, lovable plates, like the shit is trash. Like you sell it to regular people on the street, they're not going to eat that. Like, you know what I mean? If Gordon Ramsay has to cook for people on the street, regular people, they're not gonna want that shit.
Exactly. It's not
because like I see the way he seasons his food. Like regular motherfuckers with the hood, what the fuck is that? Like, nobody wants to eat that garbage. Like, and that's my thing. I don't think that like that fancy shit is like garbage. Like, it's just people finessing motherfuckers saying, oh, you know, this man, they finessing. That shit is garbage. You paying $1,000 for something like this on the plate? Nah. It's all a hustle.
It is all hustle. Yeah, I mean, everything comes down to it being all hustle, though. I mean, that's how I look at business anyway. It's only a hustle, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the American way. It's a hustle.
Just trying to capitalize. How do you describe your overall routine for, you know, cooking, creating content, you know, just running your whole business overall? You don't gotta give your whole, you know, formula.
I mean, I just honestly think of ways how can I sell my food. Like when I first started out, I was doing free samples. And go around places, give out free samples, and just give out food to people. Stuff like that, like or sell my food for cheap, just to let people taste it. I know if they taste it, I mean I can get them back now. Now I can really sell it to them. You know what I mean? So I was doing stuff like that. So I was just going out doing catering jobs with people. Wasn't necessarily making the money off it. I was just doing it for publicity. So you mean so that's how I was doing that. Like as far as content creating, like I just try to make stuff that I think is captivating for the audience. Like whatever mood I'm in, because like my mood switch. So like I don't like making the same thing over and over.
Where it gets
like I hate that. Like I like to keep it interesting. So like my menus revolve like
around that like trying to create that captivation.
Exactly. So like I try to switch it up. So like I mean 1 week we do soul food. I mean next week let's do Italian. This week let's do Asian. Like you know what I mean? Like I try to keep it interesting. You know what I mean? I don't like keep making the same shit repetitive. So like I'm always in the crib making menus because like I'm always thinking about going to put this together. Or make a Mexican menu. Like I'm just constantly putting stuff together. Just coming with different ideas. Like I don't know.
I was about to say that's why like I feel like a lot of people fuck with your food too because not just in the sense of it being good, whatever it is that you're making at the time, but more so the simple fact that it's different every time, or you know they have options to choose from when you're providing the menu. So
interesting for them.
It's always something to grab, like keep them reeling in. But what's one thing you wish you had known when you had first started out?
One thing I wish I had known? Let me see. That I didn't need to rent out kitchen spaces. That you can honestly just run this joint from the house. Because my whole thing was like I was doing from the crib, but like I was always set like damn, like I want to get a space. Like that was always my goal. Like I want to get a kitchen space or rent out somebody's bar. So I was thinking, like, because to me, like, that was, like, successful.
The status quo.
Yeah, because, like, I worked for one chef, Key Boone, and, like, she had, like, a situation like that. And, like, I saw that, I'm like, damn, like, I was like, this is something I would want. Like, yo, like, I want to get up in the bar and see, sell food in the bar. And I actually did that. And now I did it, I'm like, I I'm actually more comfortable at home.
Right.
Like now that I actually did it, I wish I would just stay focused on staying at home, just growing the shit for myself. Cause that going to the bar scene kind of derailed me from what I was building organically with myself.
Right.
Cause then I got on the bar scene, started making more money, and then like I was relying more on the bar customers. Right. And then I wasn't even necessarily doing stuff for like customers that actually made me at my house. Right. Because a lot of them, like older people, they're not coming to the club.
Right. They're just expecting you to make it on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So like they was about my Sunday crowd, you know. So if I would have knew that, I would have just stayed in my crib, honestly, and just kept on building my organic following from the house. Right. That's what I wish I would have kept on doing.
I feel you. That's what we doing here right now. You feel me? Shoot, like that's the same mentality I was having too. Like when I first started, you know, trying to do things. Like, and we talked like we had like years before we even really got into things, but like like I always was thinking like things needed to be perfect. You need to, you know, do things a certain way just because everybody doing it that way, and it's not like that. Like as long as you have the, you know, proper equipment to make things happen, you can do anything. Especially with technology now, and that's kind of like really what I was waiting for was technology to catch up to my ideas. You feel me? So yeah, I get that. What do you feel like your biggest failure was, and what did you learn from it?
Biggest failure? My biggest failure? I would say actually going to the bar scene.
True that.
I would say that was my biggest failure. Like I said, because I lost my actual personal clientele when I went to the bar. And what I learned from that is just stick to yourself and stick to what you're doing.
Right. And scale it up from there.
You don't need to be involved in all that extra stuff. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with being at home. There's nothing wrong with just making, food for co-people. You know, because in our actuality, all you need is like 100 customers. You sell food for $30 a pop. Right. $1,000 every time.
Right.
I mean, like, I was just so full of making so much money that I didn't even realize, you know what I mean? You don't need all that. Right. All you need is 100 customers that will buy stuff from you.
Exactly.
You just sell them stuff all the time.
That's just like, what's his name? Ryan Leslie, the singer. Like, he was saying, like, after he dropped his first album, right, he got all the emails from everybody, like that, you know, bought his album and shit. Then what he did was the next time he dropped albums or do, you know, new events or whatever, towards whatever it was, he'd send them a, you know, update, a promo of what was going on. That's how he started making money. He was like, shit, I ain't even have to promo no more. That's why he ain't see me in the, you know, media. He was like, because I just do it on my phone.
Exactly. You realize a lot of stuff is unnecessary. Like, I was trying to do something, like you said, you see people doing it, you think, oh, that's the way. Right. The thing you actually do is like, it's not necessary. Like, it's not even for me. Right.
That's how I feel a lot about, well, that's how I feel about a lot of things. Like, some shit you just don't need to do. Some things you might need to do, like just so that way, you know, you get your name out there, but it's still in positions where you can do it on your own. It's not like where you got to depend on people anymore. What advice would you give someone wanting to pursue your career the same way you are, or just in similar ways?
Advice I would have is you gotta stick to it, and you can't get upset when you don't need no money. Because there's been plenty of times I made food and they said nothing. Completely lost. Like, just bought food, you know, food got a shelf life, so.
Exactly.
Like, so it's so long that stuff can sit there. And then especially after you cook certain stuff, like, I mean, after the day, it's over. Like, I mean, like, once you bake macaroni, it's over.
Right, yeah.
Wherever
it's only going to have a certain point in time that you can sell it.
Exactly. Like, I can't sell leftovers. I mean, you could. That's like kind of unethical. You know what I mean? Yeah. So fucking cold food we eat. Like, I'm not on that type of time. I try to have some honor with my cooking. So, you know, I try to do fresh food. So what I did was, you know, like I make like little small pans of macaroni and stuff like that. But like, yeah, like you just got to be willing to spend the money, spend the time, and don't get mad when nobody buys your shit.
Indeed.
You just gotta remember, man, it's a hustle, it's a process. It's not always gonna pop. Like, there's gonna be a lot of times you're not gonna make no money. Like I said, first time I went out, I didn't even make my money back. I was out there till like 7 o'clock at night. My manager went out there probably like 11 o'clock in the morning. Right. I stayed out till like 7, 8 o'clock, walked around, damn near the whole center city, South Philly, all over. Then didn't even make my money back.
That's crazy.
But still, I was out there and I did it. Next day, I got up.
Right.
Got right back to it again. I was like, fuck it. Like, I ain't done.
Right, it's all the process.
It's all the process.
Shoot. What are the best resources that have helped you get along the way and get to the point where you're at now?
Honestly, YouTube.
See that?
YouTube, man, listen here. You can learn everything on YouTube. I went on YouTube. I just learned how to make sauces. I just go on YouTube and watch videos. There's a lot of my food out there stuff. Like I go on YouTube, get different stuff, and then like I tweak it.
Right.
Once I learn the actual process of how to do it, and then what's the actual key components of what you need to do.
Right.
Then you know how to tamper with it and take stuff out, but you know what's actually necessary.
3% rule.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So
right.
YouTube, like that and working in the kitchen is actually hands-on experience. Like a lot of times in the kitchen, I was working for free sometimes. Like I would come in early, like 2-3 hours early.
Right.
Just to shadow the chef to see how to cook. Like I wasn't gonna pay for it. Like it's like you want to learn, so I'll teach you, but so I'm not gonna pay you for it.
Right.
He said you're gonna learn, he said come in early. Watch. I sit there, I watch, you know what I mean? I had to work for free for a couple hours. Then I clock in for my other shift.
Damn.
Work, but I was in there for free.
Right. But that's how you gotta do it though. Shoot, I look at it this way. After I went and worked at Baldwin's a couple of years later, after, you know, I had my little trials and tribulations, I started going to the library for a whole year, just studying fashion, like studying what I was doing, because really I was running this man business the whole time. You feel what I'm saying? Like literally I was designing the clothes every time a client came in, doing their measurements, all that shit. Then all I had to do once I was done was send it to the seamstress. He just looked at me and was like, yeah, we done. You feel me?
Yeah.
So he collecting a paycheck and I'm not even getting paid for it.
Exactly.
So I'm like, yeah, so I was like, I'm like, I gotta learn this shit. So after that whole year, I finally realized what I was doing. I'm like, all right, yeah, I can do this joint. You feel me? Same thing you kind of had that moment where it was like, yeah, you can do that joint. So we here now. Who are the 3 most influential people in your life?
Influential?
Yeah.
Of course, my mom. That's the strongest woman I know.
Indeed.
She never gives up. Doesn't believe in quitting.
Right.
Doesn't believe in pushing off accountability. Like growing up, we always spent time with my mom. My mom never took me to grandma's house. Like we watched. Right. Like we went to my grandma's house. That was for the winter time or the summertime. Like
right.
It was scheduled for that. It was never go over your grandma's house and be watched. Like no, like she watched us all the time. Like, right. It was always her responsibility, and that's what she instilled in me. Take responsibility for yourself. So that's the kind of time I have with her, and coming from her, like always take accountability, be responsible for your own stuff. Don't push your stuff off nobody else. Right. You make a decision, embrace it. Like you always told me, only make the decisions that you can live with. Right. If you can't live with it, then you shouldn't be making a decision. Indeed. So that's one person. I would say the other person is my dad. He's a strong man too. He passed away when I was 10, but he showed me a lot in life. I mean, he didn't necessarily have a job and all that. He was more of a street guy. Right. Whatever. But he did what was necessary to make sure y'all was fed. Right. You know what I mean? So I take that from him. You know, you do what you gotta do. The rules are meant to be broken. Right. Right. Indeed. You know what I mean? When it's time to get down, you gotta get down. We ain't got time to be, you know what I mean, worried about certain things. I was about to say, I said that in one of my quotes last week. Shoot, the only way you remember it is by breaking the rules. It's just that simple. So I get that. Yeah, and then the third person I say Malcolm X. Indeed. I studied him a lot, read up on him. Like me to him, like he represents self-respect and like that black masculinity. Right. So like I always try to keep him in mind when making decisions in life. Like don't be a sucker to the white man type shit. Like don't be falling now. Like I don't give a fuck about the European standards. You feel me? Like right. I don't even care about taking. Don't matter because the Europeans are nobody to begin with. Right. For me to even fucking try to up it for you, like fuck you. They lifestyle don't really apply to how we live anyway. Exactly. Like so, I mean now it's like I don't even care. Like I don't need to be part of y'all world anyway. Like so I don't care if y'all accept or view what I do as elevated because one, I don't even serve the clientele base like that. And two, you know what I mean, I validate myself. So if I think it's great, end the discussion. Right.
Shoot, I get you. That's how it's supposed to be, though. Shoot, as long as you believe in it, that's all you need. Not last but not least either, how do you feel that, like, has your dreams, been what you envisioned for yourself, or are they just goals that, have come about that you want to accomplish right now?
See, you'd asked me this years ago, the answer would have been different. Like, I had dreams of restaurant, serving people. Now, honestly, man,
it's a mixture of both.
Nah, honestly, man, I just make money because it's necessary for the situation you're living in.
Indeed.
My honest goal is to move out to the woods and do nothing. Like,
right.
I don't want to work. Like, I don't even want to make money because money, like, honestly, I ain't trying to get all super deep, but money is imaginary. It's just a distraction for us to keep us going.
Right.
Keep the cycle going. Like, I really want to break away, like,
it's just
go out to the woods.
I feel like it's just the mindset of convenience.
Yeah, like, it's just, like I said, my goal before is to be rich and all that. Now, I just want money to do the things I need to do. Like, I don't necessarily care about being a millionaire or billionaire no more. I just want to be able to do what I want to do. Because now I've realized freedom is doing what you want. You know what I mean? Because freedom cannot be given to you. You know what I'm saying? I can't give you freedom. I can't give him freedom. Right. You have to take freedom for yourself. It's something you have to claim. So I'm claiming my freedom by just, stop caring about certain shit. Right. So now my dream goal is just, develop myself personally and elevate myself on a spiritual level. Basically, like, I'm not really care about material status. I don't really care about just building myself up now and becoming a better version of yourself. And that's my ultimate goal, man.
I can dig it. Shit. That's where we all need to be, in a sense. You feel me? At least bettering yourself in every aspect you possibly can. That's what's going to get you what you want anyway.
Exactly. Because I've been studying from the ancient Phoenicians. That's what our people, the black people, was called before we was called black people, because Africa is not what we actually call it. Because Africa is a Roman, is from the Roman language.
Right.
So when you say African, you're speaking from the perspective of a Roman, or in this case, a European. You understand?
Right.
You're not speaking as if you're really
African,
really black.
Right.
So we're really Cometians, the Ethiopians, like they say, because Afri means black, and Ka means man. Right. So when you say African, you just say black.
Right.
And for the Roman language, really, you say black man. It's not. There's nothing different. So if you say African or black, you're really saying the same shit. It's not. You know what I mean? We're totally something totally different, and that's what I've been studying up on the ancient knowledge from Egypt. Like, we got on and studying them and trying to understand life from their perspective.
Exactly.
And then gain fruit in that.
Right, because I was about to say, like, a lot of the things that we got going on here in the world, as far as what we know, is not even how we should be living. Not at all.
Not at all. Complete lies.
I was about to say,
super deep into it.
I don't even want to get into it because, people got their own perspective on life, and I ain't trying to deter that. But at the same time, just so people can think about it, religion is man-made. It's not something that is of natural creation.
True, I double down on that. Religion is,
and you can look it up.
A construct that is made by humans in order to control. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I'm not really trying to destroy religion, but like,
that's what it is.
You know what I mean? But if you want to talk about the Bible as well, Adam and Eve, like, that story don't make sense.
It's a parable.
I mean, and that's the thing when you study the ancient Phoenicians. What I actually found out is that our people actually did not worship gods.
Right.
Like, that concept of a being over you in the supreme sense, you worship it, actually doesn't exist within our culture.
Right.
That idea was introduced to us by the Europeans. The Europeans came up with God and bowing down and this external force outside of you. That concept was never in our culture. But like I said, we let them tell us what they believe. You know what I mean? So we see like Horus, Ptah, and Nefertiti, like those are parables explaining the universal laws and things of that nature. Like no Egyptian or Phoenician ever really thought they saw a man with a dog head or a woman with a dog head,
right?
Or a man with a bird. Like that's fucking crazy. Like it doesn't exist. That type of shit does not exist. And you think about it, it actually makes more sense than fucking beams coming from out the sky and all this and that. Because if that's the case, where are they now? Right. If they really exist, like because we shut down this whole God thing in 2 seconds, and God just said, "I'm here." Right. Discussion's over, but yeah, we go around in a circle for thousands and thousands of years, and he doesn't say nothing because my belief he's not up to this. Right. The concept of God is the concept we believe God is not God. What God is, I believe, right? I'm supporting my thoughts. Right. My concept, to put it lightly, think of God as an ocean, right? It's a sea, like full of energy. That's what God is, right?
It puts everything together.
I'm trying to put it together in a manner that people can
grasp it.
Right. So imagine the ocean, right?
You got all eco life in that ocean. He just keeps it all intact.
Exactly. But what it is right. So the ocean, right? Take a cup, you scoop out some of the ocean water, right? Right. Boom. Now that ocean water has been separated from that, right? So now this is what you would call like a human body. Mm-hmm. The glass cup represents our physical form, right? Right. And then when you add the dye to it, that's you giving the personality or individuality. That's what makes us us. Right. Now, we have been taught to believe that we are the glass cup. Others are taught to believe that we are the liquid inside. Right. Whereas both of them are half right, but the actual answer is we are actually God because, like it says, we are made in His image. Right. We are all divine because He is divine. Right. And He exists in all of us. So in actuality, we are the gods. And the we are all that, but that's why we are God. Like we are spirit beings. We're not actually physical beings. This is just the form we take to inhabit this realm. Mm-hmm. Like the girl before that was on here talking like so touch on that. Like I believe that like we're not actually physical. Like we're actually spiritual. Mm-hmm. This is just the form we have to take in order to exist in this realm. Right. You know what I mean? So I said we're all gods. We all have the power to create and destroy. You understand? Right. We all have that divine light inside all of us.
That's why I made dreams and rules. That's exactly why the name like that.
Exactly. Manifest it.
Right.
God. Right. Manifest it.
Right. Exactly. But just last, like I said, but not least, let's just get into a little bit of what we're going to have for, you know what I'm saying, the pop-up for the people, you know what I'm saying?
Pop-up, just some Mic Night. Yeah. Yeah, so with me, my tip, right, I'm providing the food.
Indeed.
My man Stu provided edibles. Right. So I'm thinking, it's really simple. Like little finger foods with the infusion in the sauce. I'm going to have like infused food. Indeed. I mean, something different. You're going to find that every event. So like you get buffalo wings with like the cannabis in it, you feel me, or Alfredo. So like I'm making food with the actual cannabis in it.
Indeed. You got a whole menu full of food. I can dig that. I'm also going to have some of the some of our collections available. At the event, we're going to have the Battle Royale Part 2, where it's going to have some weed graphics on some of the apparel. Then you're going to have, the Build a Throne collection because it's going to be fit for the summertime, more so than the Battle Royale, because that was a winter collection. But we're going to have that, and we're going to also have some t-shirts for the event there as well for you to purchase. Just so that way, you can take the memory on, something like Freaknik, you know what I'm saying? Spring break, whatever you want to, call 420 ENT, but that's the vibe we trying to give people, you feel me? So, definitely come out, support us. Like, Shizz said, our boy Stu is going to have the edibles. We're going to have the live DJ. We're also going to have, drinks for people as well, too. So it's going to be cocktail shots. In the VIP section, you can get a whole bottle, depending on if it's for a group. or if it's a single person, they just going to buy the shots just like everybody else. But we definitely appreciate you for tuning in on this episode. Remember to like and subscribe, and share with your friends and family, and make sure you come out for the event and check out our Build a Throne collection. Yeah.